republic for which it stands.
One nation, under God.
Indivisible.
With liberty and justice for all.
Guns, self-defense, concealed carry. This is the Patriot Defense Podcast. From the War Room in Idaho's high desert, here's your host, Todd Echols.
And we are back once again. It is Saturday evening, and we are tucked away in the War Room, somewhere in the high desert of southern Idaho. And joining me tonight, Mr. Tarver will be here. He's the Cajun Cowboy is running a little bit late. But right now we have another guest, and you guys have heard him call in and talk about his run and gun. But we have Mr. Tiger Schultz is on the line, and we are keeping him from falling asleep while he is driving home.
That's right. That's right. I could have used you the other night because I left for my night shift job at like 5 a.m. to drive down there.
Oh, wow.
On an 8-hour trip. Yeah, it was a good time. I showed up and they're like, "Do you need a nap?" And I'm like, "If I go to sleep now, you won't see me the rest of the day."
Well, we talked about just getting you on and chatting anyhow, and this won't be the last time we get you on.
No.
I mean, there's always something to talk about. You always like to chime in, give your opinion, correct? That's
right. That is right. I am full of opinions, and most of them aren't worth anything, but I like to give them to people anyway.
Yeah, me too. But I don't have many friends, and no one at my house listens to me, not even my kids. So.
No. I've got like one dog that kind of listens, and I call that a win.
Exactly. I feel you. So we start this out, and you don't have to say where you've been, because we will talk about that during the show. That'll be a great content for a little later on when Tarver gets here. But what have you done this last week that has been Second Amendment related?
Well, other than what I did yesterday and today, last week, I actually zeroed a rifle that I got a while back. Had a chance to zero yet. I picked up a Sega AK-74, and I put a Vortex red dot. They're hollow sights, the Razor AMG or whatever on it, and I finally got it zeroed, and it's pretty slick. It's amazing how much faster that holographic sight is over the like a 1:6 or something that's magnified. Like a red dot type optic is really, really fast on a rifle. So
is that something you're gonna run in some or use in one of these upcoming running guns that you do, or are you done doing those for the season?
Oh no, I've got I've got one coming up. No, I don't have one in March. The March one got canceled this year. I think my next one will be a small, like, private event in April. So, and when I say private, I mean there's like 15 people that show up and run around in the woods.
That's fun.
It's basically like a barbecue with guns, which is awesome.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with guns at a barbecue, man. That's the best way to spend the summer.
That's right. I go down to this guy's house in Kentucky and do some stuff, and he's got a pretty nice little setup down there. So.
Oh, sweet. Well, I'm trying to think what I did. My life should revolve around that, since it's kind of my mainstay business now. But it is a little slow.
But other than work.
I didn't go do a lot of shooting or anything like that. I did a lot of running around, running errands, ordering hats and, that kind of stuff. And today I spent all day, I ran this morning. I always get out and run, but I went out today, and I had a friend come over and bring an excavator over. I posted pictures up on the Patriot Defense Facebook page, but he came over and did a little work on the range. I'm really OCD, and I like stuff like really like even and symmetrical.
Right.
So I had him come over and fix my range. It's been bothering me for a couple of years now.
So there you go.
But he straightened it up, smoothed it up. Hopefully, getting it all prepped up for gravel. I'll bring some gravel in, and then I've got some other news. I don't know. I may share it here in a little while. I got to kind of mull it over a little bit, but I'm bringing in. I'm getting ready to put an awning over part of my range, And
That's nice.
yeah, and I gotta get that priced out. And I was talking to a guy. There's a Mennonite guy that builds like wood sheds, like bully barns, but like big ones.
Yeah.
And he's built a 12 by 24 storage shed for my wife. It's pretty decent size. And I'm going.
Yeah, that's really.
Yeah, and he's just real reasonable, and he builds them where he's at, and then he just picks them up on a trailer and brings them over and sets them up and levels them all out. So I think he's going to build me one of those, but he's going to leave one of the long sides open, and it's going to have a great big opening, and I'm going to set it. My range is a hole. I essentially dug a hole is what I did.
Right.
And so it's about a 2.5, 3 foot drop into the range, but he can't set the building up there, but we're going to set it up on the end. And so the opening faces downrange, and then I'm going to have some stairs. I'm going to build some stairs out of wood, obviously, and a little deck that go up into that building. And I'm going to tuck a wood stove up in there, and so I can keep it warm in the winter. And then I'm going to combine that with an awning and maybe some sides, and I'll have a semi-indoor range, if that makes any sense to you.
Yeah, that actually sounds like something I'm getting ready to build on my property, because right now my range is I've got like just my backyard. Right. I've got my backyard range, which I can get out to like 75 yards, so it's not too bad.
Oh, yeah.
But up in my horse pasture, I can get to 375, except there's like a rolling hill in the middle of it.
Uh-huh.
And my wife doesn't want me to like just bulldoze the hill. She doesn't want me to flatten the hill out, because she's like, "Oh, it's so pretty." And I'm like, "Yeah, you're right, but it's kind of in the way."
Just put a little trench through it.
Well, yeah, except I did that on the back side of the pasture, and she wasn't real impressed.
No, there never are.
So what we're going to do is actually outside of the corner of the pasture, I'm going to build a platform that's like 14 feet up.
Uh-huh.
And then whenever I get that, I'll probably put sides and a roof and stuff on it.
Okay.
I'll be able to reach out to 375, and then underneath that platform, like what I can see into that rolling hill, I can set up like pistol targets or short range rifle stuff. I can get out to about 80 yards there.
Oh, perfect.
Before that hill gets in the way. So I'll be able to have, almost two different firing lines.
Right.
One very short range, and then one where I can reach out to like 375. And I've got so much steel from running these matches that, I told the one guy, I was like, yeah, I'll have like 200 targets out there. It's not like we can really miss. I mean, it's a big old wall of steel.
Exactly. Well, I wanted to do this on my range for a little while now, but I've had the luxury of, during the winter months, I've had the luxury of having access to an indoor range that I rent.
Right.
But on Sunday, I got the news that I convinced them to let me use it through April, but I got the news that they are kicking me out of the indoor range. And that, I don't know, there's just a lot of drama involved with that, but I have, I have a feeling no one else uses it. It's like a club, so no other instructor uses it. And there is some competition of mine out there that is they're just kind of nasty. And I think they went in there and they think they stirred the pot, and they wanted to know why they couldn't use it and I could. And I think they caused me problems, and I think that's why they just shut it down to all instructors.
Right.
Which is dirty, man. That's dirty. And I believe it's by the same people that about 3 months ago started the rumor that I was going out of business.
Yeah, I remember that.
And so, anyhow, I'm not real happy, but I'm looking at it as, I think this was a push, like there's a bigger hand at play at work here. This was a push to get me to actually do what I had planned on doing anyway.
Right.
I just needed to buckle down and make some phone calls and, just spend a little money, I guess.
Yeah. And I kind of get that, because, going back to like my match, Rock Castle closed down this year. So that kind of left me a little bit scrambling to find a new location. Yeah. But it also gave me an opportunity, because I had like 4 or 5 ranges call me, "Hey, we want Zombie to come here." And a couple of them are really, the one in particular is really bad about this, but a few of them have the same problem. They're ran by what I like to call thuds, and guys who really just can't get out of their own way.
Right.
And like the one club, it's a shooting club, and then within that umbrella, they have a rifle club, a pistol club, a black powder club, an archery club, and an air rifle club.
Oh, wow.
And for a run and gun, for me to use any portion of that club, I have to get the interior club's permission to use not only the range there, but also like the ground in between the ranges has been sectioned off.
Yeah.
So I have to deal with like 7 different boards of people.
I mean, I didn't have it that bad, but I had 2 clubs that use this building, a shooting club and the snooker club, because part of they have pool tables, and and those 2 clubs hate each other, and they'd rather each other not be there. And so when I got there, and whenever I got in the middle of, oh my gosh, it was an absolute nightmare. So I can only imagine 7 of them.
Yeah, and I was like, look, guys, I said, if you can, and I told the like main club president, I was like, if you can get all of these people to sign a piece of paper that they will let me do whatever I want on match weekend, then yeah, I'll come. I said, because it's a lot closer to me, and it would have been a lot more convenient. I said, but I can't give up that much control of my match to a bunch of squabbling children.
Well, there's already a lot of moving pieces, and then you add 7 more. I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous.
7 more boards of people. It's like 25 people.
Yeah, it's
like I'm like,
if they all agree, are they still going to be in agreement on the day that you need it? I mean,
yeah, right.
I totally understand it.
And and that's kind of why I went to Lucas Oil. The people down there, they're super helpful. I have one point of contact.
Yep.
She has one person she has to check with, the ranch manager. She has to check with them. But I mean, they were offering to like knock down trees to get me long range shots.
Oh, really? Wow.
Very first conversation, they were like, "Yeah, we'll clear out some ground," and I'm like, "Dude, stop! No, I don't need that." Like they're like, "Yeah, man, we got a D9 this year. We're just looking for a reason to go out and play." And I'm like, "Well, we can use it, but just chill for a minute."
Well, and this is great PR for them.
Oh yeah, the people at Lucas Oil are fantastic. They really are. The whole company, from every aspect of it, is just awesome. Kind of helps too. They're from my hometown area,
sure. Yeah.
So that's that was a nice little connect. Like my aunt remembers Forrest Lucas as a teenager. Like they knew each other as teen. Yeah, so
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
But yeah, I'm out here doing this, and I'm thinking I got pushed. I mean, I feel like I got pushed into it, but I think it was a good thing because it's something I wanted to do, but I've been putting off for a couple of years.
Right. It finally got to the top of the priority list.
I got a little, I guess I got a little spoiled. But if I enclose everything enough, I don't.
Oh yeah.
I'm not going to have to fall under like air movement or anything like that because it's essentially still outside. But I think we could stand under the covers, and I could move the targets closer. And since they're at opposite ends of the range, for when I do my concealed permit classes, we'd still be under cover in the winter. And I think if I got because I love wood stoves, I got one in my house, and if I got a big enough one in there, I think it'd actually keep it kind of warm tucked away in there because the wind should blow from the back side. And so I should be perfect, I think.
I tell you what, if you, how long is it going to be? Like how wide, basically, is your bay?
That's going to be covered is going to be about like 30 or 40 feet.
Okay. What I would do is I would put a wood stove on like one end of it.
Yeah.
And then on the other, I would put get one of those propane jet heaters, those turbo jet heaters.
Yeah, yeah.
And that'll warm it up a lot. And I mean, I don't know if you need the whole thing heated, but between those two, I'll be warm.
Plenty warm. So
yeah, I've shot out of a lot of things like you're talking about, and they especially if, like you say, the wind is to the back. Actually, I've shot long range rifle out of them, and it's really hard because you can't feel any wind. So
you don't know what the wind's doing. Yeah,
you don't know what the wind's doing. Yeah,
yeah, no, I get it. So I don't know, and it's the overhang and everything will be, and I'm going to put some sides on it too, but it'll it'll keep everyone out of the sun too, which is pretty.
Yeah,
which
which
is
will
a
be nice.
pretty big deal around here. It gets a little warm sometimes in the summer.
Right.
I see people's like safety glasses like sliding down their nose. It's like
Yeah.
it's a little warm.
And you can hook up a couple of fans in it and keep some air movement.
Yeah.
Because in the summer, you're going to want that.
Oh, yeah, no, exactly. So, well, it'll be a slow process. I'm going to get the building, and then I'm going to gravel, and then get the building, and then later on in the summer, hopefully get the covering up, because that's going to be I'll probably have to build the framework, and I don't know if I'm going to go wood, if I'm going to go steel. I don't know what I'm doing yet. So I'll figure it all
Flip
out.
a coin, you'll figure it out.
Yeah, so it looks like Mr. Tarver here, he's getting suited up here. He's got to get his ears on. I'll take you off. There you go. Okay. Have you ever talked to Mr. Tarver, the Cajun cowboy himself?
I don't know if we've been on the same podcast or not.
You were, because we called. I called
the
you.
very first, I think the very first one we were, but none of the intervening ones.
Yeah. So he's back. He's been working hard all day.
Been working hard. I work hard every day.
He's been slaving away.
In a blizzard out there, man. It's a hurricane out there. What's going on?
It's nuts. I was up at 5:30 this morning and went running in shorts and a t-shirt. That's it. And now it's like cold and raining. It's just crazy out there right now.
It's raining. It was raining hard and Burley too.
You can float away. It could be snow. We're lucky.
Okay.
Yeah, that's no joke.
So, Mr. Tarver, it's your turn now.
Okay.
We're going to put you right on the spot. What have you done this week, sir, that's been Second Amendment related?
I designed a new trigger.
What?
I designed a new trigger. I'm seeking a patent on it right now.
Awesome.
For what platform?
Okay. All right, he's back. Yeah. I lost my ears for a minute.
I can never tell. Sometimes he jokes really good, and sometimes did you design a new trigger?
No, I ain't done nothing, but I get tired of saying I ain't doing nothing. I didn't do anything.
That's kind of what I thought, but you got this like serious face on you.
I was lobbing the softball with the platform. You should have told me it was for a plasma rifle in the 40-watt range.
It would have been all over that. So is that what'd you bring that in for?
Because
Gotcha. No problem. Sorry, it's just you got to be at the studio to see, or you got to be in the war room to see what I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I was just telling them all about my new fancy range. Out there.
I saw that.
The pictures look good, don't they?
I just walked over there and looked at it.
Oh, that's why you're late.
Yeah. Well,
I even had the guy dig my ducks a pond today.
There you go.
Yeah, I did all
get
kinds.
spoiled, man.
That's okay. Those poor ducks. Anyhow,
What do you do with those ducks? Do you kill those ducks?
No, I'm plant-based. I'm plant-based.
So why do you have so many animals?
I don't know. That was before I was plant-based.
Okay.
And I don't know. I like my ducks.
All right. Ducks like you chickens, it seems.
Yeah, well, till they kill each other. That they have like gang wars occasionally once a year.
Yeah.
Birds end up dead.
I've seen that happen. Yeah.
So, Tiger was telling me he just left a trade show where they got to evaluate, kind of like a SHOT Show, but smaller, and they got to evaluate all these new firearms.
Okay.
He got to shoot them all, right?
Yeah. I shot like 15 or 16 different guns, or no, more than that. They gave away 15 guns. I shot like 25 guns or something like that.
Well, now you got to go down the list. Now, what did you shoot?
Okay, so we'll start with let's see here. Let's start with concealed carry pistols. Okay. We're going to go down the list according to category. So concealed carry pistols. We had a Canik TPS-9.
Canik. It's Canik. Canik.
Yeah.
We're Canik snobs here. We're gonna correct you every bit of the way.
Yeah, Canik. Which was shot pretty cool. It was a pretty cool little gun. They had a red dot.
Which one?
They had a red dot on it.
Which one was it?
The Elite, the subcompact Elite, CP9SC Elite.
Is that the
not subcompact? Whatever.
You didn't shoot the good one.
No, not the big full size one, but this one shot pretty well.
Yeah, you still. I'm gonna back you up here. You didn't shoot because Tarver is the Canik guy.
They're all good though.
Yeah,
they're all good. He's got 3 of them, and what is it? The 4 of them. The executive something or other.
Yeah.
Combat Elite Executive. I don't even remember.
That thing is freaking.
It's got a long name.
That thing is freaking
amazing.
sweet.
I've shot that one.
Okay.
I've shot that one, and it's amazing.
It is.
this was obviously much more concealable, but of the concealed carry pistols, it was probably my favorite.
Okay.
So take that for what it's worth. We'll actually go in order from my favorite to my least favorite.
Okay. That's the Canic. That's +1 for.
Yeah. My second favorite, and if you would have told me that this was going to be my second favorite CCW pistol I took or I shot at this show, I would have laughed in your face before 3 days ago. It is the new Ruger LCP 22.
Did not expect that one.
No, I thought maybe
No.
you were going to say the Taurus G3 or something.
Well, I shot that a few weeks ago. Also surprisingly nice.
Really?
But this little LCP, we were shooting at like 12 yards or something, and I was poking itty bitty little groups with it.
Really?
Like, yeah, and it was relatively comfortable, super lightweight, being a 22. It fed. We tried like 5 different types of ammo with it. It fed everything. I actually took one mag and like mixed ammo in because,
Yeah.
that can get, ate it all like a champ. Trigger was pretty decent. I don't know that I would carry it as like a primary concealed carry pistol, but like for you, if I was going running and I was in basketball shorts, I would totally throw it in my pocket and carry it.
Oh, sweet.
And it's light enough. It's light enough that you could carry it
And
that
it's
way.
much better than the G44.
I've never shot a G44,
Well,
but
you
I'm
don't
going
need
to say yes.
to. You don't
I'm going
want
to say
to.
yes because a buddy of mine bought the G44 and cracked the slide with it.
Wow.
So,
Yeah.
take it for what it's worth.
What a mess that thing is. Okay, so
Well, yeah.
what's next? 'Cause I don't want to lose you. And then
Now, they had conversion kits that didn't blow out the slide.
yeah,
But when
right.
Glock goes to make one, it's falling apart. That's
Yeah, I don't know.
embarrassing, man. Okay.
I don't know, man.
that's
But
block.
and the rest of them are all, or the next two, no, they're not equally bad. So I'm going to go to the next one. The Springfield Hellcat,
Oh.
both with and without the red dot.
Piece of shit, huh?
Yeah. For a 9mm pistol, it should not be that snappy.
So I got to ask you this, because I don't know if you listen to the past podcasts where I've just hashed on the freaking Hellcat.
Yeah.
Does it feel when you pick it up to you? Does it feel like it is incomplete? Like it is? It should not have. It does
A
not
little
feel.
lead in there, don't you think?
Yeah, a little bit. But
But it does. It absolutely does. And the biggest problem I had with it is it recoils harder than my Glock 29, which is a freaking 10 mil.
Wow.
Like I can keep my Glock 29 on target much easier than I can keep the Springfield Hellcat.
Yeah.
And
I'm
I
disappointed
don't-
in Springfield.
Yeah, like I really wanted to like it. I was like, that's maybe a cool little gun. No.
Well, it has a badass commercial. You gotta think
they
it's
do.
gonna. You gotta think it's gonna be good, and then it turns out as crappy. But it was #1 gun or whatever.
Yeah, well, it was not at this event.
That was money. That was money. They paid someone off.
I bought a DB9. What can I say?
Well, I'm going through a tunnel, so if I drop you, call me right back.
Okay, we'll do.
Okay, but I'm going to...
And he's gone.
Oh, man.
We will call him.
What timing.
Ooh, perfect. He's driving through the woods somewhere.
Okay.
He said he's crossing the mountain.
He's trying to creep back in there.
I'm here. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you now. We got you.
Yeah, I'm coming through. I'm in western North Carolina right now, so I'm in the Blue Ridge Mountains.
Oh, sweet. Sasquatch.
Yeah, absolutely. But okay, so number 4 on the list, and I know you're gonna love hearing that it was number 4 on the list, and there's a reason that it's not number 5.
Okay.
And I'll explain that when I get to number 5.
Okay.
Number 4 on the list is the Sig Sauer P365 SAS.
Oh, that's the stupid sight one.
The stupid sight one. Yeah.
I've got nicknames for all of them.
It's probably, until I picked up number 5, the most uncomfortable pistol I've ever shot in my life.
Really? Why would that Is it? It's no different. It just
But
has.
you got the Hellcat above the SIG.
But yeah, you got the Hellcat above the SIG. What the hell, dude?
I do. The SIG's
Is it
grip,
because it has decent sights on it?
that helps. That helps. The SIG's grip actually like cut into my hand.
See, I liked the 365, and there's nothing.
You like the XL?
I like the XL. I've shot the other one too.
Okay.
But the SAS or whatever those sights are, the grip and stuff's still the same on all of them, right?
Yeah, it is. And I just didn't like the grip. This was the first 365 I'd ever picked up. And I don't know what it was, but that grip just really, it just didn't fit me.
I don't like it because of the gay sights, but
and we had some reliability issues with it too. So that's not a good sign.
Did
either,
it go off in your pocket?
No, but I didn't put it there either. So
okay. Don't trust them SIGs, man.
And then number 5 was the new Walter CCP.
Okay.
And,
now you get
that is a. I couldn't get it to run through a mag.
No joke. I actually put one of those in my hand and said, "That looks good. I like the way it looks."
Yeah, it looks good. It does look good, but
I'm glad I just heard that. I'm like,
so
I couldn't get it to go through a mag. Failure to feed a couple of times. Failure to extract one time.
good grief.
Tried to tear it apart to like lube it up, thinking, maybe it was brand new from the factory. Maybe it needs some lube. Couldn't figure out how to disassemble this pistol. Like I still don't know how to disassemble it.
Shoot it with the shoot it with the Hellcat.
Yeah, right. Like
So let me ask you this. So and I'm going to ask both of you this because one of you may know the answer. So is that the gun that supposedly Canic had copied for the different Walther?
That's the single stack gun.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
It's the little mini one. It's a cool looking little gun. I've never seen it before. I saw it the last week, and I'm like, "Ooh, that looks. I like the way that looks. It's pretty."
Yeah.
So, Tarver's doing a little reaction buying over here.
So
right.
Yeah, I'm glad I heard that. I'm like, good grief! I didn't think they would make a Walther that bad.
Well, and maybe it was just this one, but it seems like
that'd be the one I bought.
Send the gun, well, if you're going to send the gun to an evaluation like this, where your product might get featured in recoil if it does really well, seems like you'd send like a QC one. I don't know. Like just me. I don't know. Maybe take one off the line, fire it a few times, lube it up. Maybe throw a nice pair of night sights on it or something. I don't know.
Oh yeah, dress it up a little bit.
Dress it up a little bit, but no, and that's probably a good thing that they didn't. It gave a more honest picture, but yeah, it was bad. It was real bad. And then, so that's what all the CCW pistols that we had to evaluate.
Okay.
So, and then we did a PCC category, which we had 3 PCCs. We had the Ruger PC9. We had a Lead Star AR style PC9. And then we had a Palmetto State Armory, what they call the PC AKV, because it comes in a violin case. It's a 9mm. It's a 9mm AK platform, and it comes in a violin case. And that was my favorite.
Yeah, I'd buy it just for the cool factor.
Oh yeah, and it shot great. It shot really well. Ran all the different all the different ammos we had. It was fantastic. And then the Lead Star was second. It was a standard, AR. It was lightweight. It was all skeletonized and had carbon fiber furniture, and that was all kind of cool. The Ruger Pistol Caliber 9 is a really heavy PCC that kicks much harder than it should for being a 9mm in a PCC. Like I shouldn't have felt any recoil, and it was kind of pushing me around a little bit, and it was kind of heavy. And I mean, it worked. It ran great, shot good, real accurate, but it wasn't. I wasn't impressed.
What was the name of this show? This get together?
The Industry Choice Award, the ICA.
Okay,
yep.
And where was this at? Because we got to be
South
honest, man.
Carolina.
SHOT Show ain't been worth a crap for years, really. I mean,
Right.
what have they come out with? I mean, you got so much stuff there, you can't even go see it. Then they
Right.
pull you off to the side and tell you stuff that's coming in the future, or stuff that's not going to be released to the public, and stuff that they're working on. And I'm like, what do you have now? Nothing.
I mean, we're
It's the
still
same old crap.
waiting for the PD-10. That's bullshit.
I am going to ride unicorns against flaming warthogs before you get that PD-10. But yeah, and we had some pre-production stuff at this show. SIG sent an optic that's not produced yet. I mean, they're releasing it this year, but it's not on their website yet. The SIG Cross was there. That doesn't have a release date yet, but that's, they announced that at SHOT Show, and
We're looking at each other.
Yeah, I don't know.
We don't know what the SIG Cross is. You got to.
Oh my God! Really?
What is it? We're not. We're not SIG people.
Well, the SIG Cross is their first. They did a bolt action rifle like back in the 90s.
Okay.
Early
okay, I know what
2000s.
you're talking about. I didn't know the name
then,
of it.
Yeah, and then they
Mark
released
was
this
telling us
Cross.
about that.
It's a lightweight bolt action rifle, and they're releasing it in conjunction with this new ammo, this new cartridge that they developed for the military trials. And as soon as I saw it, I was like, "Yep, want it, gonna buy it, don't care."
What's the
And
cartridge?
then the cartridge is called the 277 SIG Fury. And here's the cool thing about this cartridge. It is a bimetal case. So the base of it is stainless steel, and then it webs into a brass case for the top of it. And they do that so that they can up the pressure in the chamber. It's obviously in a 277 caliber, so a 6.8 millimeter for those who use the metric system, 270 for those who don't. And the big deal with it is it can fire a 140 grain bullet out of a 16-inch barrel at 3,000 FPS,
Holy cow!
which is freaking smoking.
Are those
Like-
are those cases? Are they reloadable?
They are, because the top half's all brass.
That's kind of what I was thinking when you said the top half was brass. I just wanted to make sure. That's
Yep,
pretty
it
cool that
will
they
be
kept.
reloadable.
That's if that round takes off, if that caliber takes off, that rifle. I mean, that was a good move doing that, because you got
It's a game
reloaders.
changer.
Yeah,
It's a game changer. For
it
sure.
is.
Well, they got so much weird stuff they doing now. They got the telescope rounds. They got the polymer.
Well, and
polymer rounds.
all of those weird rounds were developed for this same military trial.
Right.
Like the military's trying to cut, because these bimetal ones are actually lighter than full brass, because the stainless steel can be so much thinner and still withstand the higher pressures.
SIG's out of control.
I wonder. Yeah,
Th-
that's crazy.
And I was the only one who really shot it for accuracy. Like other people were checking it for function and feel and all that, and I was like we didn't get a ton of rounds because it was in 6.5 Creedmoor, and these guys were like, "Look, we don't have a ton of rounds for this thing." But I brought some of my own and I shot it. And I was like, I want to see what this thing will do.
He's like, I want to shoot
and
this for accuracy. Go put this apple on your head. We'll take it off.
Well, it had a SIG BDX optic on top of it, which is a cool system. That's the system where you can hook it to your rangefinder, like the SIG BDX rangefinder and scope, and range something, and then it puts a dot on your scope where you need to hold. So that's kind of cool. But
Yeah, I saw that. How much of those things cost? And that's like a junior model of the, what was that? Big. They sold
RPR?
sold the whole rifle. That was.
Don't look at me, man. I'm a pistol dude. I don't know nothing about this rifle shit you guys are talking about.
It was a complete rifle that. It was made around the scope, though, that you would sit there and you'd mark your target.
Oh, the tracking point.
There you go, tracking point. And so if this is the one I'm thinking of, it's like a more budgeted version of a tracking point type scope.
Right. Yeah, it is.
So how much does that thing cost?
It's not much. You can pick up the 3 to 18, or 4 to 16, with their, and the rangefinder is like their 2200 model or whatever. It's their like mid-grade model,
Right.
for like $1,100 for for the package.
Wow.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
It's really not that bad.
No, it's not. You can spend more than that on glass.
Oh yeah, for sure. Now I will say that it's primarily a hunting scope, because obviously in a match you can't like range all of your different targets in the middle of a stage. It's not fast enough for that yet. But to hunt with, you got a deer out there at 400 yards, click, there's a dot. There's a blue dot.
So it's electronic?
Just roll the window down?
There's a lot of, I don't know about a lot of states, but there's states like Idaho where I don't think you'd be able to use that.
Colorado, you cannot.
Yeah.
Colorado, it is absolutely illegal to do that.
They don't electronic anything. So in Idaho, they don't even let you use lighted nocks when you're bow hunting.
Really?
Yeah. In fact, there's this big Facebook group that popped up, and they're trying to like get them to allow them to use lighted nocks. That's how they let us do anything.
Yeah, that's weird. But I shot this cross for accuracy using SIG's ammunition, and I printed a 2-inch group at 300 yards with it.
That's awesome. Well, that's what I do whenever I shoot someone's new gun too, and they hand it to me. I'm shooting this for accuracy, and I take about 5 shots. Say, this is shit. It is not accurate at all. You need to get rid of it.
You need to come shoot my gun, because you would be the first person. Like, I put it in the hands of somebody who's never shot before. Like, this was literally the first gun they were ever going to pull the trigger on. And I was like, you see that red dot on that 200-yard target out there? They said, yeah. I said, center the crosshairs on that red dot. Of course, I had them on a bipod and bags and like super stable and all that. And they pulled the trigger, and I was like, okay, put 4 more in the same spot. And she printed like a 1-inch group.
Yeah, I'd still screw it up, dude. You'd have to get out like rulers and shit to measure mine. I mean, who's got the yardstick?
You'd be all right. You'd be all right.
So what other cool stuff did they have there?
They had, okay, so we're going to go, I already talked about the cross. We'll go to the rifles. They had a POS 308 Rogue, which is an AR-15 sized 308 rifle. Like, it's an AR-15 frame that takes AR-10 mags.
Really?
Yeah, it weighs 5.6 pounds without glass.
That sounds
interesting.
interesting.
It shoots 308.
That's kind of cool.
It's super cool. Shot super good. Like, I was really impressed with it. I was expecting it to really kind of beat me up.
Yeah.
But it didn't. It had a good trigger in it. It wasn't like a match grade trigger or anything, but it was, better than mil spec. Of course, the glass we put on top of it was kind of cheating. We put a Night Force 2.5 to 20 on top of it, and that was like, yeah, it did absolutely. It was like having a reticle etched on my eyeball. Like, that's how clear it was. Like, wow. It was like looking through clean air. Yeah, it was wild. I can't remember the model, but we had an AR platform 300 Win Mag with a carbon fiber barrel and carbon fiber furniture, weighed like 12 pounds. We put a Night Force 4 to 32 on top of that. I took my 5 shots, and I was like, okay, I'm going to set that down. That thing's really cool, but my shoulder didn't like that so much.
Yeah, that's a lot of round coming out of that thing.
Yeah, and there were a couple of guys who were like, I wonder if I can double tap it. And I'm like, you go ahead and try. I'm not about that life. Like, I like soft shooting guns.
So. Make this a selective fire.
What the hell are you going to double tap? What are you shooting? A cow? 300 women? Yeah. It's going to rip holes through it like a
charging water buffalo. I don't know.
There's nothing to double tap.
Freaking Bessie won't go down. Get her again.
You're putting big holes. You can see daylight.
Triple tap, 2 to the chest, 1 to the head, man.
Yeah, well, that's why you get the 300. You don't have to do all that. You hit them in the leg, right. It's going to kill them.
That's right.
They're going to bleed out.
Oh, man. And then on the opposite end of that spectrum, the only 5.56 gun that we had there. No, there were 2 5.56 guns. There was a Lead Star Rogue or Grunt that is like their base model AR. It was a cool gun, but it was just an AR. And then they had a what they call their helium rifle, which I'm going to give a special shout out to this because it was all skeletonized, lightweight, and then the furniture on it was all Smokes composite, custom-made furniture for these guys. And the whole rifle weighed maybe 3.5 pounds.
Sounds pricey.
And cost $4,500.
$2,100.
That's not bad.
I guess.
Not for all that.
I mean, it probably had $1,000 worth of furniture on it. Like I talk to the guys at Smokes all the time. They're super good people. They sponsor my match every year. But it had $1,000 worth of furniture on it and recoiled like a 22. The Lead Star had a brake on it that is their proprietary brake, and it recoiled like a 22. Like I was expecting it to kind of beat me up being so lightweight, but ran like a sewing machine.
So I'm thinking Tiger had a lot more fun than we did this week.
Sounds like it. I'm starting to suspect this.
I actually went back to the range at the end and was picking up 6.5 brass because that shit's expensive. And looking around at all of just the brass, and you talk about putting gravel on your range, you really just need to have us come out for a weekend, and it would be
I wouldn't have to gravel it afterwards.
It was ankle deep in a couple of places.
You don't understand, though. I'm pretty good at scouring the earth for brass. I've got tubs of this stuff. Whether I reload it or not, I can't. I hate letting it sit. it sit.
I never picked up a one.
Don't worry, I do.
Unless I'm at the range and the range master told me, all right,
I only pick up 6.5 brass, and I've recently started picking up 10 millimeter brass. I've never picked up any other kind of brass. I just don't need it. Don't want it. Don't care.
Well, I kept picking up all because I can trade off the 40 because who needs that shit?
Right.
All it does is piss me off because my 9s get stuck in it.
It's kind of funny because I was talking to a buddy of mine the other day, and I won an Athlon 4-14 scope here a while back on Facebook. Did one of their giveaways or whatever, and I happened to win it. I was like, I might put that on my FAL, and he goes, is the FAL accurate enough to warrant, a 14 magnification? I said, I don't know. Maybe I should shoot some brass case ammo through it and see. He's like, what? I said, yeah, it's never had a piece of brass through it since I've owned it, ever. I've shot all steel case. He's like, Jesus Christ, dude, you're such an asshole with your guns. I can pick up steel case for 19 cents a round, man.
Oh yeah, I'm shooting military surplus out of it.
Yeah, I picked up a case of South African here a while back it was $192 for 1,000 rounds. And I'm like, yeah.
He's dredging the bottom of the barrel.
Actually, South African military ammo is actually pretty high quality stuff. It's kind of tuned for the FAL because that's their military rifle. That is their standard military rifle. So,
sorry, we're in a laughing.
I'm just imagining the South African elite military. Yeah.
Hey, they kicked the British out.
Oh, okay. No, I don't even know. Where do you find all that? Where do you find those South American rounds? Because all I've ever found is Russian stuff.
Do you just type in South American brass?
No. South American is actually Argentine. Yeah, that's South African. I do buy some South American surplus, Argentinian, actually, another country that runs the FAL for their primary battle rifle. So
you buy all your ammo through you gotta choose it through ethnicity, or what do you do?
Well, it with FAL ammo, that actually you can do that. You can buy it based off of country of origin and have a pretty good idea of how it's going to shoot out of your weapon.
So and your FAL likes South African ammo?
Yeah, South African ammo. Yeah, I pick it up. I generally buy it off of guys on the FAL file. They're getting rid of it or whatever, need a little cash, and I just
your FAL is
whatever you got.
Your FAL's a little racist.
A little bit. Lucille is the ugliest FAL on the planet, but she puts out when I need her to. So But yeah, that's what I shoot. Like, in my AKs, they get steel cased ammo because they're
It's an
AKs.
AK, yeah.
Yeah, that's just the way it is. Like,
Yeah, if you blow it up, go spend $200 and get another one.
sometimes just to prove a point, I'll like mush them down in the mud before I load them in mags, just to prove that I can.
Jeez. I don't do that with my handguns, but they all kind of look like I do.
I don't even like putting too much gel in my suppressors because after a while, that wire pull, it's gonna blow back in your face. It's gonna start coming out all the seams and everything. So mud, no, I wouldn't even go that far.
Well, I was at a buddy's house and they were all shooting these high dollar ARs, and here I am with this little bullpup AK that I've got, and they were like, yeah, you can't hit this, that, and the other. And I was like, here, watch this. And I pushed 10 rounds down into the mud, loaded them into a mag, and then flinged the 200-yard target. They're like, oh. I'm like, yeah, let's see you do that with your AR. I want to see this. Come on. But there again, I'm an asshole to my guns consistently. My AKs get cleaned every September, whether they need it or not. They're lubed with white lithium grease. My FAL gets cleaned probably once a year. My bolt gun has 3,600 rounds through it, and I don't think I've ever actually taken the receivers apart and cleaned it. Like, I've lubed it, I've ran a bore snake down the bore, but I don't think I've ever actually, like, gone internally and cleaned it.
I clean my handguns when it gets a little tough to start pulling the slide back.
It's so aggravating. Well, if you go shooting and you take somebody shooting with you and you bring out 10, 15, whatever guns, and everybody wants to put a few rounds through each one, try this, try that, experiment like a buffet or something, then you got to go home and clean all 15 of them. Come on.
And everyone else is at home eating dinner, watching TV.
Yeah, I'm like, come on, XFL's on, man.
my Glock got cleaned the other day because I have an ultrasonic, and I literally just pulled the mag out, racked it, it's my everyday carry, so I racked the round out of the chamber, dropped the whole thing in the solution, whole, completely assembled, ran it for 20 minutes, pulled it out, dried it, threw some lube on it, put it back in the holster.
Have you ever thrown a suppressor in that?
I have. My suppressor, my SIG suppressor. Okay. And I lost like an ounce and a half of carbon build up out of the inside. Yeah, in a half-hour cleaning.
I bought one just for that, and it's still sitting there. I hadn't used it yet. Because I got one of those, what are those Boise guys? The Boise, used to be in Boise. Now they sold out. They were an Idaho suppressor company.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I know what you're talking about, but
they had all the little baffles in it. And man, I hate taking that thing apart. It's aggravating.
The SIG I can't take apart. The SIG I can't. It's tubeless. It's all welded together. Like the ultrasonic is the only way to clean it. Like, it is the only way to clean it. So yeah, I dropped it in there, and ran it for a half hour. That was the first time it had ever been cleaned too. But what you get.
Yeah, well, the one I got with the baffles is 22, so God knows it's.
And it was a
Silencio?
That's the 45.
Oh, gotcha.
Suppressor.
I don't have suppressors. If I save up money for a suppressor, I just end up going and buying a freaking gun with it.
Well, you don't shoot rifles. Like, suppressors on pistols are a little bit weird. Like, they're cool, but kind of weird. But suppressors on rifles are the only way to go.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah,
like,
I wouldn't know.
You need to shoot more rifles.
The little kid in me could not get one. I had to have
Well, yeah.
it. I had to have it. I've watched too many movies. Pew, 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 pew. I had to do it.
Well, see, I got a Thunder Beast DSU, their dedicated suppressed upper. Like, it's pinned and welded onto the barrel and everything. And then my buddy was like, since you got an integrally suppressed rifle, you should buy a Maxim 9 to, like, match with it. And I'm like, I don't want a freaking 9mm pistol. But then I found a good deal on one, and now it's sitting in ATF jail because, I was like, sure, I've got extra money that I can just light on fire for no purpose.
Is that the Silence Co. or who made that?
Yeah, Silencer Co. Maxim 9. It's instantly suppressed. It's all one thing.
Yeah, I've seen those. There's no holster you're going to get for that.
It's going to
put it in a saddlebag or something.
Kydex. It has to be a custom Kydex holster. Like, there's no way around it. But Yeah, it's going to be a pretty cool gun.
We'll have to get you on. You have to give us a report on it once you shoot it.
If it ever comes out of freaking jail, I've been waiting on it for over a year now.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
It'll come off. It'll come out sooner or later.
I'm actually in the process of getting my FFL with my SOT because I decided it would be faster just to pay them to let me sell these things than it would be to wait on my stamp.
Are they gonna let you do that because you don't have a brick and mortar building? Or I heard here they're cracking. Around here they're cracking down. Yeah, and they kind of will, but I've got my own war room kind of deal down in my basement. Yeah, and the safe that's down there doesn't have any guns in it, so that's where all of my FFL guns are going to go. Okay. So they'll be completely separate from my personal collection and all of that, and they'll actually be safer because it'll be a vault door than a safe to get to the FFL guns versus just the vault door to get to mine. Right. So I've got a question. I got a question for the group here. Something that has been mentioned to me over the last couple of years actually, and I know where I stand on it and kind of what I think. But there's been people that I know, other people that instruct, even law enforcement officers that are pretty surprised by this. But when I teach all my classes, I don't wear a vest. And it's actually been,
I was getting nervous.
Yeah. So
you don't wear what?
I wear a thong when I teach classes, Patriot defense thong. No, it's been recommended. They just find it surprising that I don't wear one, and they think that I should wear. I can't believe he teaches classes without a vest.
Like body armor?
Yeah. And this is the way I look at it. The way I see it is, I have gone. I know stuff can happen, but I've been doing this long enough that every precaution that there is to take, I have taken. And I remain as in control as I possibly can. I tell them how many rounds they put in their guns, depending on the class, but how many rounds they put in their guns, and when they're done with the drill, it is empty. We have strict range commands. And I feel that if I were to show, hey, this is your concealed carry permit class, like I'm walking in with a vest on, what kind of confidence does that instill upon people, especially if you got a new shooter there? You know what I'm saying?
Right. I've never been to a class where an instructor wore a vest.
I've never been either.
But people around here ask me all the time. In fact, there's a local guy that does, I'm gonna say, do what you want to do. He's a law enforcement guy, which is fine. But he wears a vest, and I'm like, he has one. I know that, and he wears it because he has one. But I'm like, that doesn't bestow confidence.
Yeah.
That's
crazy. I don't know that. Yeah, I wouldn't know that I would do that. I've had ROs wear body armor before, on stages because they're like, look, I've been flagged a lot, and I'm like, you want to freaking run around carrying an extra 12 pounds all day? You do you, man. I don't care. But but I've never heard of an instructor, not that wasn't teaching a class that made sense to wear a vest, like a tactical carbine class where you had mags on a chest rig or, something that makes sense for body armor. But, yeah, I've never seen an instructor wear a vest for a concealed carry class like that. If I walked in and saw that, I would be concerned that they were going to be like one of those instructors that wants to run in front of my guns.
Voda.
You've seen those. Yeah. I'd be like, yeah, I'm out, dude. You're freaking me out here.
Yeah. So, that's why I don't do it. I've never seen the need to. I've never had any errant rounds, fly across the range or anything like that. I don't know. And I think that looks really, granted, you do like tactical running guns and stuff like that. I get that. But my motto is practical, not tactical. I don't want to run around all kitted out at a freaking concealed carry class where I've got a 78-year-old woman trying to get her permit.
That's for concealed carry. That's a little, hard pass.
Okay, good. I'm not crazy.
Get you American flag karate pants too.
I do.
There you go.
Yeah, I do. Like
taking a roundhouse with one of these bad boys.
Freaking Napoleon Dynamite, dude. We're all in it. Tina,
You need
eat
some
your dinner.
American flag leggings.
Yeah, exactly. You should see what I run in. No, never mind. I'm trying to think of what else. I was going to bring something else up, and I just lost it.
Okay.
We got any stories that you know about Mr. Tarver?
We got a couple stories. We got the one I just sent you. I left my electronic devices outside. Oh, yeah.
Mine's being used for the phone. I'm not going to bother it.
No, they were police enforced quarantine in a neighborhood in California over somebody died from the coronavirus.
So
I saw that.
That's all about freaking control.
Well, here's my problem with this thing. All right, this thing
it's all bullshit.
is not really a killer, right? We so far
It kills old people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we got more people dying from the flu. All right. Now, why are these other countries? You got Japan shutting down their all schools, shutting down. You got all these big companies, South by Southwest, canceled. Apple, there's a lot of hype and panic over here. But you got other countries that are shutting down. Saudi Arabia shut down the Hajj. Come on, man. They don't ever shut down the Hajj. They walk through there and touch on the black stone once a year. You got to do it. Shut down. Nobody's in there.
They're disinfecting that black stone, man.
Well, it's so
some of these countries are taking this very serious, and I'm like, what the hell is going on?
well I think it's an overreaction pretty well everywhere but China. Where in China it's a bid for control, because there was actually I don't know if you heard this story. A hotel was being used in China.
Yeah, they blew it up.
House all these people. Yeah, they said it collapsed, quote unquote. And I'm like, sounds like you had a lot of political prisoners that you needed to get rid of. Like,
I was telling somebody that today. It's like we can't trust China's numbers, but at the same time, this is a perfect chance for them to get anybody they want and kill them.
Have you tried? Have you tried buying toilet paper in this town?
Yeah.
Oh Lord,
It's out. You can't find it anywhere in town.
Really?
Costco's out.
I must have been the last guy. You can't get hand sanitizer. Some lady went up there because I keep hand sanitizer. I wash and sanitize a lot because I don't wear gloves like a lot of other people.
Right. Yeah.
So I went to Walmart to get some hand sanitizer, and they said, they set out a display. They had 100 bottles, and one lady come in and bought all 100 of them. So she was probably trying to gouge people on eBay, but she bought everything.
That's absolutely insane. Here's the thing: you walk in, you walk into some of these stores, and someone mentioned this on Facebook, and like all the soap's gone. It's like, you fools weren't washing your hands before this. I mean,
No, they were.
yeah, right. Like,
it's kind of concerning.
no, it's interesting because the CDC put out that thing. We should be prepared for like up to 3 weeks, right? Of like services being shut down, schools being shut down, whatever, blah 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 blah. And all of the preppers, at least in the communities that I saw, and I'm a member of a lot of them, are like, okay. And then all of these people who aren't preppers are like freaking out.
They're buying water and butt wipes.
Yeah. And one guy I know through Facebook, he's like, yeah, my cousin texted me and asked if they could buy a year's worth of food off of me, and I said, yeah, sure, for $20,000. Like, he's like, Jesus Christ. He said, I don't even have a year's worth of food, but if they'd have sent me $20,000, I'd have went and bought a year's worth. Like, come on, guys.
I don't get it. Nobody's dying from this.
Not really.
I mean, there's a couple people dying here. I mean, mostly it's 60 years of age and up, but the higher up you get, it's killing them off.
You get sick for a little while, and then you feel better. Like, one of my friends, she's her and her husband are stationed in South Korea right now, and the whole base is like locked down. Like, you can't get on base. And she was like, it makes sense here because if all of the soldiers on base suddenly get sick, that's a really bad thing if shit goes down and everybody's in bed with the flu. She goes, but out in the civilian world, take a week off work, stay home. Yeah. Like,
my dad's getting a little concerned. I think he's like 67, 68, something like that. He's getting ready next week to fly to Seattle.
Yeah, that's a problem.
He's a little concerned, and I was like,
just tell him don't drink Mexican beer. You'll be all right.
There you go.
Well, see, what I'm wondering if we can get some real numbers on this and some real news, is there a
Right.
reinfection rate? Is there something that stays with you? Or is it like a flu that once you kick it, it's over?
Well, that's actually the nice thing about having that friend in South Korea, because South Korea, I guess, has decided that they're just going to test everybody. Like, the whole country is getting tested for the coronavirus.
Jeez. See, why are they taking this?
Well, they've done like 160,000 test cases, like, and most of them, came back clear, but the death rate there was like less than 1% out of the people that had it.
So it's the
like,
flu.
Yeah, she's like, these are actual numbers, though. Like, this is a scientifically significant study versus, my cousin in Podunk, Kansas somewhere knew a guy who died from the coronavirus or whatever. It's like, come on, guys.
Who tweeted out he was dying.
Yeah, right. Like, felt like crap for a day. Oh, I'm shitting my brains out. Yeah, well, that happens.
Oh,
yeah,
well,
I don't get it. I don't know what the other countries know that we don't, but
I don't know. It's they're just using it as.
Well, it makes me wonder what are they really up to? Either there's something in this that we don't know about that is ugly, or they're completely hyping this for.
I think they're hyping. I mean,
for a completely different reason that we're not seeing yet.
They need an emergency. I mean, the whole
worldwide though.
Yeah, but I mean, it's perfect. I mean, if it's worldwide, it's less believable that it's just our government doing it. So the impeachment trials all went to hell. So now they need something. Look what he's not doing. Look at what he's going to take control. I mean, it's great. This is a great time for this to happen for them.
Yeah,
it really is.
Do you want to hear the tales from the tinfoil hats? Because I'm in a preppers group that is primarily tinfoil guys, and I just laugh at them. But
I will take them seriously. Let's hear it.
the Wuhan flu.
Well, yeah, there's that one. But an actual theory that has been posited is that this virus does stay with you. It's a latent virus that they can send out an electronic signal over radio waves to kill people like instantly. Like once you've had it, even if you don't die from it, they can kill you at any point.
Just to kill you? I thought it was going to be to like turn you into zombies or something. You disappoint me with your theories.
Yeah, well, give it time. But yeah, like a latent bioweapon where they can just like pick your name off of a list and be like, okay, kill him.
That's an interesting thought.
It's like, yeah, I can see it happening. I guess that's less crazy than you thinking,
Now that we know what they're doing, we're all going to get the coronavirus next week.
Yeah.
Well, depending on who you listen to, man, it's gonna spread. It's gonna touch everybody.
You're right.
I'm like, why? What is this? It confused me. I'm like, what stays with you? I mean, is there something that stays with? Because it's got some HIV mixed in there with it.
I may have it already.
Okay, and you had me come over here.
I'm going to touch you.
Lick it.
That's right. I better not. He brought something in with him. I can't get too close to him. He's more prepared than I am at the moment.
Yeah, there you go.
So did you guys, real quick, and then we probably should wrap this thing up. Did you lose your headphones?
It's in and out.
It might be on the back of the board there. You got to wiggle some shit.
I don't want to wiggle nothing, man. We might.
Mine. Okay, as long as you can you hear? Can you hear?
No.
Oh.
Okay, there it is. All right.
Don't touch. Oh, it's a cheap setup. Did you hear about that guy? I forgot which state it was in, but it happened last year. He was in a tactical shoot house, and they were using Sims type rounds, like the little paintball rounds, and they arrested him. So what happened last year? And they'd had some trouble with this Firearms Academy before, and a bunch of instructors called them out as being not safe, and really had some issues with what was going on there. But what they had is they had a group in the shoot house, and they took a break for lunch. And one of the guys who was there taking the class, he left. He reholstered his Glock and went to lunch. And when he came back, he left his Glock in his freaking holster and didn't pick up the right gun and shot and paralyzed this dude.
Wow.
And they just now arrested him. They arrested him for shooting this guy and paralyzing this dude. And I just saw the one article, but my thoughts are, first of all, there was a lot of stuff missed there. I mean, don't even bring your freaking guns to a class like that.
I mean, if you're going to bring them, maybe, okay, but they stay in the car.
Well, like, and you safety check everyone when they come back. I mean, as you walk in there, you show me what gun you got. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You have different colored holsters, different colored firearms. I mean, you go all out.
The sim guns are blue. All sim guns are like painted blue.
So mine are, my UTM guns look like Glocks, but the slide, they have big patches of blue on them. And I'm getting some holsters made up for them. And my guy's going to make bright colored holsters, and he's actually going to router out a big hole, like a window in the holster, so I can see the blue.
See the blue.
Yeah.
All sim guns need to be painted blue. Anything with a sim round in it is blue by military standards.
Yeah, so, but it's absolutely insane. But what I think should happen, though, I think, honestly, if they're going to arrest the guy that pulled the trigger, I guess I can see that. But they need to go and arrest that instructor, too. Because, I mean, he was every bit as irresponsible as that dude.
Accessory. At least as accessory.
Yeah, because he was there. Yeah. That was his job. He failed.
What did they charge him with?
I don't know. I'd have to look up to get the exact wording. Do you remember?
Probably negligent manslaughter, if I recall.
Or something like that.
Something like that. Yeah. Which is, that's a lot of time in prison. Like, that's a big deal.
Right.
Well, he didn't die, though, right?
He didn't die.
Right. He didn't die, but it was something along those lines.
But it took him a while to arrest him.
That's a crazy story. That sounds like an urban legend kind of story.
Nah.
Well, there have been several memes about it, so I don't know.
It's got to be true. It was the article was actually posted and it was actually commented on it by Rob Pincus. Actually wrote a statement about it.
Oh yeah, those guys. That guy.
Yeah, that's the PD10 guy. But he said that they had multiple problems with that facility over the last few years, and they were almost just waiting.
I'm waiting for Voda. I'm waiting for Voda. It's gonna happen, man.
Slice a finger off or something.
He's gonna do it.
Did you listen to the last podcast?
I haven't yet. I haven't got the last week's yet.
Oh, you need to, and you need to listen to the whole thing, and you need to stay tuned for like the last 5 minutes, and it brings it all together. You were gonna laugh. Okay. There's one statement at the very end that we were laughing so hard, Tarver had to leave the room. I mean, it was bad.
That's fantastic.
It was bad.
I just remembered another gun that I shot that you might be interested in, Todd.
Oh, let's go. Let's hear it.
I shot a Ruger 5.7.
Ooh. What'd you think?
Dead nuts at 50 yards. 10 out of 10 on an 8-inch plate.
And how was the trigger? Because I'm hearing,
fantastic.
Yeah, I'm hearing that it was horrible, and then I'm watching somebody else review it, and they're like, it's not the best, but it's not bad at all.
No, it was probably the second best pistol trigger there, which the best one was the SIG P320 Legion X5 match grade super. I don't know.
Tarver was waiting for you to say he's waiting for you to say the Canic.
No. That SIG trigger was like a precision rifle trigger in a pistol, but the trigger alone cost like $600. So it was dumb. It was really dumb. But the Ruger 5.7, super fun gun to shoot, super comfortable to hold. I don't know that I would use it for literally anything other than a range toy.
No, well, if you lived here, we have these little critters that are out right now called rock chucks, and that would be a blast. I don't even want to say this.
Put a red dot on it.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say.
Todd's going to put a red dot on a pistol.
That's exactly what I was getting ready to say.
But the 5.7 won't take a red dot, right?
I don't know.
You'd have to mill it. It does not have.
Yeah.
I got optics ready.
I got Velcro. I got some super glue. We'll make it work.
But yeah, it was honestly. I don't know how big are these little rock chucks? Like squirrel size?
Oh no! They're bigger. They're like cats, only bigger. Sometimes
Oh, yeah.
they're
You
like
don't
they're
even
like
need
4
to-
cats.
Like
let me
beavers or something.
let me assuage your guilt at saying that. You don't need it.
I don't.
The fiber optic
Are
site.
good enough.
You don't need it.
Yeah, that'd be. I could carry them on my trail run and just pull it out and shoot rock shots.
Honestly, it was reasonably light. Like, it was a fairly lightweight pistol. You could absolutely carry it while you ran.
I haven't
would
shot it, but I've held it and messed with the trigger and stuff, and I like it.
You had a 5.7 in your hand?
I sent you a picture of it.
You didn't send it to me.
I did.
No, you didn't.
I did. It was over at D&B. And you said you were going to get it at Reds. I did. You responded to the text. You got the Wuhan. You're getting old. You're getting the Wuhan.
No, you sent a picture of it, but I didn't know you.
Oh, yeah. I was playing.
I thought somebody had sent the picture to you. I didn't know you.
I went into the corner of the
over
store
there toying with the
and
thing.
played with it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I like I said, for varmints it would be kind of fun. Actually, now you've kind of given me a reason to buy one.
Oh, I'm glad I could help.
Yeah, like I came away from this weekend to thinking, okay, there were 2 guns there that I really wanted to buy, and now there's 3. So that's a good start. Which the other gun I wanted to buy was a little AK pistol thing, but it's I hit the 300 yards with it, so I was impressed.
I want to buy a gun too, but I got to buy gravel.
Well, and what's really funny is none of those 3 guns are going to be my next gun purchase. My next gun purchase is a Henry X Series in 4570 that I'm going to put a suppressor on. And then I'm going to go kill shit at night. I'm going to put a thermal optic on it, and I'm going to go kill shit at night.
Do you guys got hogs up there?
What's that?
Do you guys got hogs up there?
We have hogs in Kentucky. We do not in Indiana yet.
We should bring some over and give yourself some fun.
I hard pass. What we do have a lot of is coyotes.
Oh, yeah.
So I will kill coyotes with a 4570 at night. And
what an exciting life you live.
We actually, whenever I was out in Pawnee, we went out pig hunting with knives at night. Like, no guns were allowed on this pig hunt. We took dogs out, and everybody had a bladed weapon of some sort.
I've seen that. I want to do that. That's kind of like. We
didn't run into any pigs, but it was going to be a wild time.
That's kind of like noodling.
Yeah, kinda. Yeah, I took a K-bar is what I took. So
I'd take a machete.
well, I asked. I was like, should I carry like a tomahawk? Because this sounds like my tomahawk would be good for it. They're like, no, trust me.
Tarver's gonna show up with a broadsword.
A spear. You should totally come hunt with a spear.
Those pigs will get you, man.
There's a guy.
Oh, yeah.
This is so off topic. There's a guy on Facebook. I forget his name. If I can remember it, I'll send it to you. But he hunts with spears. And he puts like his feet on it and stuff, and he actually talks about not him, but there's another guy that talked about he built this big spear, and you'd put your feet on it like a pogo stick, and he'd get up in the tree and they'd drop down on freaking bears.
Yeah. Well,
they'd ride that spear to the ground.
Did you not?
If you miss by a few inches and just stuck in the ground, you just look like a kebab sitting there waiting for that bear to chew your ass.
Did you not hear about the chick who got like roasted a few years ago for killing a bear with a spear?
I think I did hear about that.
She was like, she's like a major outdoor channel type figure or something, and she killed a bear with a spear from like 35 yards away, like javelined it into this bear's chest. And everybody was like, oh, that's not ethical. You can't make sure you're going to kill it. And I got to look, like I looked her up. She was like nearly Olympic level javelin thrower in college. And I'm like, if anyone can kill a freaking bear with a spear, it's this chick.
That's pretty cool. But until you jump out of a tree and you're riding this spear into the bear, that's badass right there.
Yeah.
So,
you know what I really want to kill something with? And here's a little history lesson for you, because this is what they were originally intended for. I want to kill something with a yo-yo.
What? How do you? Well,
That's a lot of work, man. That's a lot of work.
The Norse people, like Viking era or around, invented the yo-yo so they could stay up in trees and slam down onto like deer's head with these heavy stone yo-yos and then bring them back up. They were originally a hunting weapon. And I would love to kill something with a freaking yo-yo.
That's a big ass yo-yo. Have you seen how big those Norse guys are though?
Yeah, that's the problem. Is I don't have the biceps for it.
No, not at all. Not at all. I still think it'd be cool to ride a spear into a bear.
Well, I tell you what, you send me a spear and I'll go bear hunting.
I'll make you one. Do you trust me?
you make it happen.
I know how to
make it happen.
I know how to nap arrowheads. I'm gonna make you. I'm gonna make you.
It's got to be a stone spear.
Yeah, we've got tons of obsidian around here. I will make you one.
Yeah, I was expecting, you to say, "Oh yeah, I blacksmith in my free time or something, and I'll make you one." No, you're going to give me a Stone Age weapon, and I'm going to go jump on a freaking bear.
Hey, they're supposed to be sharper.
Yeah, but not tougher when they hit bone.
Exactly. So, well, we should probably wrap this thing up. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for joining us tonight, Tiger. It was fun.
Thanks for having me. It's a blast. I love it.
We'll get you back on here again sometime. And Tarver even made it. He was a little late, but priorities, we got him here.
I was doing 100 miles an hour through a hurricane, man.
Exactly. So, okay, let me finish this up then. So, hey, thanks for listening. We appreciate everyone who subscribes, who listens. We found out that we're really a big hit over in Europe.
Really?
Well, remember we were counting down.
They're all gonna die though. They got the Wuhan, man.
Shit! There goes
our whole audience is gonna die.
Half our freaking listeners. Where'd you catch the Wuhan? I listened to that Patriot Defense podcast. Anyhow, if like it, subscribe it, share it with your friends. You can find us on Spotify. You can find us on YouTube. I forget now. iTunes, Stitcher. Okay. You can find us everywhere.
Yeah.
You can call me. You can text me, area code 620-794-6223, area code 620-794-6223. And we will be back next week. You'll be here next week, Tarver?
I think so.
It's the beginning of the month. You got plenty of time.
I know. It's a crazy month, though.
That's right. Until then, we will talk to you later. Bye.